I'm Patrick Bailey with IQlist.com. Today is March 9th, 2020, and in this video I'm running a few tests on my Prusa Mini to try to show layer lines and how they show up. Okay, so recently Tyler Gates posted one thing I've been trying to find as a video on the visibility of layers, the print resolutions, and how smooth it prints walls. So I thought that's an interesting video to make. So what I have done, if you go out on GitHub, here's a link and I'll put it in the show notes. This is a link to some OpenSCAD I wrote. But basically what I thought of a good experiment might be to make a pyramid to see how the layers show up. And to go over it real quickly in OpenSCAD, here's the code, you run it, you get the code, you make an STL file. And it's kind of a cool little hack you can do here in OpenSCAD. If I run the code here, what this does, it makes a cylinder where you set the bottom size radius and the top size radius, and here you make it a 0, and so you get a cone. However, you can use that to cheat to make a pyramid, because over here this $FN is how fine you can make it. And so if I set it at 14 as an example, you can see it makes it more low poly. And if I keep going down and make it an 8, you see it makes it lower and lower, and there's 5, until I get down to 4, boom, and I got a pyramid. Anyway, that's a nice way to easily make a pyramid in OpenSCAD. So what I did is I made that, and of course, very simple thing, dragged it over into Prusa Slicer for the Prusa Mini. And what I did is I prepped 3 prints. So I did a 0.2 quality and sliced it. And then I also did a 0.15 quality, and I also did a 0.05 millimeter. Now, I'm not changing out the nozzle, so it's a default 0.4 millimeter nozzle that you get by default, but I wanted to see what the layer lines would do, and it's actually changed how I think I'm going to print. I'm usually kind of lazy. I'm not too concerned with making it too refined. I'm usually, on my Prusa i3 Mark III, I'm usually using 0.2 millimeter layers because I want to get the job done faster. But now, based on what I've done on the Prusa Mini, and I'll show the results here in a second, I think you kind of want to go to 0.15. I think 0.15 is a new 0.2. But with that, let me go over the numbers, because the numbers are interesting, because the lower the layer, the smaller the layer, the longer it's going to take to print. So first of all, the 0.2 millimeter layer, it took 56 minutes to print. It took 0.07 cents of electricity, and it weighs 0.01 kilograms, which at $20 per kilogram comes up to 20 cents. So the total cost on that is 21 cents. And now I won't bore you with the other two too much. I mean, the 0.15 costs 21 cents. The 0.05 costs 23 cents. But really it's the time. So from the 0.2 we have 56 minutes. For the 0.15 we have 1 hour and 17 minutes. And for the 0.05, the finest, we get 4 hours and 22 minutes. So you can see that the smaller you go, the more time it's going to take. And that's not even switching out the nozzle to a more fine nozzle. But with that, now let me go show you what the real results are. Let me just go pan and zoom and show you what I have. Okay, so I've got these marked in my horrible handwriting. I have 0.2, 0.15, and 0.05. And if I flip it over, so here's the 0.2. And I'll just kind of give you a little flyby and turn it. Now the 0.2, you can see it's really jaggy on the edges. Now, for most of my purposes, that's fine for me, but I'm not a detail guy. I just want the print to be practical and work. But you can see, it's pretty significant, and you can kind of see the lines there. Now, 0.15, which seems to be where Prusa tries to default stuff, you can see a big difference, I think. On the side, you're not seeing nearly so jaggy.
Oh, keep it right there.
Oh, get one?
Oh, put your hand back in there, though. There you go. Nice.
And then 0.05, it's even better, but of course now you're spending a lot of time. So it depends on what you want for your quality. But for me, based on, quality versus time spent, for me, I think for Prusa Mini, I think I'm going to go down to 0.15 for most of my stuff versus doing 0.2. But, if you want the detail, 0.05.
And that's hard to see.
Oh, do I need to...
Well, it's just so little. It's hard to see.
I'm trying to get the...
And your hand is blocking the light coming in.
Okay. Try to get it as best as we can.
It's hard to get.
Let me come around the other way. Maybe I can get some better. As best as I can film it. So there we are. All three next to each other. Try to do a flyby.
So how about, let me go up above. And you can put your finger on which one is which.
Okay.
Put your
Okay.
finger.
So there's 0.2. That's 0.15. And that's 0.05. So, there's that. Hey, thanks for watching. I'm changing up my end screen. I just got an Instagram account set up to share pictures. Of course, the IQ-less user was already taken, so I'm my IQ-less. Here are some pictures scrolling by of the bone dragon I recently printed out, and I'll be doing a video about that pretty soon. But first, next video is going to be about miniatures. YouTuber Connor Carr asked about minis, and I thought that's a cool subject, so be expecting a YouTube video on that shortly.